Everybody say good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. Alright. Two very special products that you guys, we're going to make you guys memorize them. They're not that bad. You're going to spend a couple minutes tonight studying them. We'll encourage you to do it tomorrow night, the next couple nights, and hopefully you'll remember it. Just catch on to the pattern here. Everybody take the first three problems where you're multiplying a binomial by itself. A binomial times the same binomial. And then a binomial times... What I want you guys to do is do FOIL on those and watch what happens. Go.
Ooh, fancy.
Do FOIL on those and look for a pattern. First, outside, inside, last. Combine those two terms, please. First, outside,
I don't see what's happening.
inside, last.
The like terms are always the same.
There's a comment. Very good. First, outside, inside, last.
The middle ones are always the same.
You are correctamundo. Whew. It's a lot to write.
Wait, isn't it 25x to the 4th?
All right. Somebody say one intelligent comment about the pattern going on here. Nico, you said something pretty smart. What'd you recognize?
Yeah.
The middle ones are the same.
Always?
Yeah.
Right.
Alex,
Look at the
question.
two middle terms. Go ahead,
Shouldn't
Alec.
25x be to the 4th?
Correctamundo. 25x to the 4th, not squared. My bad. Good catch. Okay. What's true about the first piece and the last piece of all the answers?
They're the same if you plug the y in. Because 4 squared is 16.
Well, look at the numbers.
You're
They're
supposed to add your
They're-
terms.
I did.
They're the product
Oh, 20.
of
Yeah.
the last.
Man, I messed up a bunch here, people. That's a 20 there in the middle. What's true about the first piece and the last piece of all the answers? That's another pattern.
It's a
Yeah.
4.
Oh,
No,
the first
it's not.
one is
The first one.
has variable.
First one is a variable. Thanks, Einstein.
No
The second one has a variable too.
They all,
No, not 16.
Come on, guys, you gotta say something.
they all have.
They don't. 16 doesn't have an actual.
Or
the first
4.
and the last, I guess.
The first and the last piece of every answer, there's one thing that's in common with all of them.
They're
Multiply
underlined in
it.
blue.
That's always going to happen. They're always going to be underlined in blue. Hysterical.
That is funny.
Mathematically.
They're different.
They're all positive. That's good. That's a good guess, but that's not where I was going.
They all have.
Don't see a pattern. I just write no for do too. Because I don't see one.
You got it wrong. They're all perfect squares.
I knew.
There's no squares there. But you were talking about square root kind of stuff, right?
Perfect square. 16 is a perfect square.
We never learned that.
9x squared is a perfect square. 4 is a perfect square. 25x to the 4th is a perfect square. And 4y to the 4th is a perfect square.
You should put a square on it so we
They're
understand.
all perfect squares. Which I would imagine if I asked you, you could all tell me the square root of all those things I
Oh,
said.
Kevin, is a perfect square divisible by 4?
No, a perfect square is something that has a square root.
16 is
4, what's the square root of d squared,
So
Al?
64 is?
D.
D. What's the square root of 16, Al?
4.
9x.
3.
3x.
Or 3x.
Oh yeah, because you gotta divide, man.
5x to the second. 2y to the second.
Maybe on
They're all perfect squares. Okay? All right, here's the thing. This is what I want you guys to write down. Do you see a pattern? The middle term do those three words make sense to you?
Yeah.
Where's the middle term?
In the middle.
In the middle.
8D, 12X, 20X
It's always the
squared,
like
Y
term.
squared.
Is always twice the product of the two terms.
The two middle terms.
No.
Let me say it again.
The
The middle term is always twice the product of the two original terms. For example, what's D times 4?
40.
Double it.
Oh.
What's 3x times negative 2?
Negative 6, negative 12.
Double it. What's 5x squared times 2y squared? 10x squared y squared. Double it.
20x squared y squared.
The middle term will always be twice the product of the two original terms. Now, how else could we write d plus 4 times d plus 4?
14
D
plus 4 squared.
d plus 4 quantity squared. Everybody agree on the same thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
oh, that's the opposite of what we did when it was like on our homework yesterday.
I read it twice. I'm such an idiot. Okay. How about 3x minus 2 times 3x minus 2? Could we write that 3x minus 2 quantity squared?
Sure.
Why not? Okay. Here's what you guys have to memorize, the rule. You're going to square a binomial. Is that what we did up at the top? Did we square a binomial?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what we did. We took a binomial and we multiplied it by itself.
Did we take
We
the
squared
scenic
it.
route?
So is anybody there yet to get the, what is a plus b quantity squared?
So we're not making it bigger. We're
No.
just doing it right off the bat.
A plus B.
Give me the final answer without expanding it, Al. You're right about that.
A squared plus b squared.
No, that's what everybody says.
Equals C squared.
Wait. Square the first piece.
That's Pythagorean.
A squared. Multiply the two pieces together. No. What's a times b?
AB the same.
Double it.
AB squared.
2AB.
2ab. And if it's plus, guys, in the middle, it's always going to be plus right after the a squared. Plus, square the b.
B
B
squared.
squared.
You have to memorize that.
Oh, yeah, 'cause
A plus b quantity squared makes a squared plus 2ab plus b squared.
Couldn't you just know that you can
Wait,
expand
why
it?
is it?
Right, but I don't want you to know. I don't want you to do FOIL on it anymore. These are special cases, Al. And we have to memorize them.
Oh, but why is
Trust
it
me
there
on it.
twice?
What's special about it?
I'm going to tell you in a minute. It's a very good question.
Oh,
If it's minus and you're squaring it,
you just
it's going to be
do
a squared
minus 2.
minus 2ab plus b squared. And somebody said, why is it always plus at the end?
Because
And
you're just
always-
adding the
exponent's
it's just
positive.
B squared.
When you
Is the
square
last
anything,
term-
it's always going to be positive.
Is the last term always going to be positive?
Yes.
How's my letter?
All right. Everybody put a little brace after those two things. This has a very special name. Okay? The answer is called a perfect square trinomial. What's it called?
Square trinomial.
Say it.
Square trinomial.
Perfect square trinomial.
That means they're perfect squares.
Square trinomials.
The perfect square, that you're going to have to do that. All right, let's watch how this can really help us out if we know these, what they're going to be, these formulas. X plus 8 quantity squared.
X squared.
Who wants me to talk them through the first one?
Kevin.
Oh, I got it. I'll
Kevin.
do it.
Kevin didn't do his homework.
I can do it.
Sadaro, square the first piece.
So x squared.
Everybody write down x squared. That's what you do is you square the first piece. Sadaro, multiply x and 8 together.
So 8x
Double it.
16x
Give me a sign.
plus 16x.
Square the last piece.
Well, we gotta do all that.
8 squared. Oh, we have to do it. 64 plus 64.
That's the answer. If you did FOIL on it, you would get the same thing.
But
So much easier to know the rule. And Sonara, what's that thing called in the box? That's a perfect square trinomial. Okay? All right, who wants me to talk through the second one?
I got
Come on, guys, practice this. Madeline, square the first piece. 2 times 2 is 4, not 2. 4x squared. Multiply the 2 pieces together. What's 2x times negative 5? Double it. Minus 20x. Square the last piece. Plus 25.
Started from 0.
And Madeline, what's that thing called in the box? It is a perfect square
Let's
trinomial.
all talk with that.
All right. Who wants to go through the next one? Guys, you've got to practice this.
Kevin.
Briggs, square the first piece.
49 squared.
Oh my God.
Okay, wait. Oh, I squared both of them.
49a squared.
Yeah, 49.
All right, that's tricky. What's 7a times 12b?
Oh, it's gonna be plus 84 something.
AB.
84.
Double it.
Uh,
Are you kidding me?
168.
168.
168 ab. Square the last piece, Aaron.
144.
Plus 144 b squared. And Briggs, what's that thing called?
Perfect square trinomial.
Good
Kevin,
answer.
But that's in
Kevin
standard
4.
form.
Yeah,
Kevin.
because you usually do it in descending order with the alphabetical order of your variables. A's come before B's.
Kevin 4.
Tough one.
Kevin.
Go ahead, McNulty.
Okay. 11 squared is what? 11 times 11, 110? No. 121.
Yeah,
X to the 5th? No.
X cubed squared.
9.
You just put 2x on.
9.
Oh, yeah.
It's not 9.
6.
6. You're squaring. You're taking x cubed and you're squaring it. What do you do with the exponents? You multiply. 3 times 2. That's 6. All right, multiply your 2 pieces together.
Plus 110 with 220.
So 220, very good.
X to 6th.
Nope. When you double something, you keep your variables the same. You just double the coefficient. Then square the last piece.
Plus 10 squared 100. Y to the 8th.
8th. Guys, you don't know your rules yet. This is not good. 10y to the 4th squared is going to be 100y to the 8th. Know your rules. Okay. All right, let's try one with some fractions in it.
Can I do
Chupinski, square the first piece. 1/4 x squared. Multiply a half x times 6.
Negative 6.
Double it. You're right. You were right, Chupinski. Minus 6x. Square the last piece. It's always plus at the end because you're squaring. You're multiplying by itself. Guys, I got that one to be 1/4 x squared minus 6x plus 36.
So when you're adding them together in the middle, and then
You're multiplying together and double it.
you double, you don't carry your exponent on the two.
double something means to multiply by 2. You're not going to change your exponents on that when you double something. Okay? Nico,
What if the exponents of 3 or 4?
you can't do this little trick. Good question.
Would we use FOIL then?
What's that?
Would we use FOIL?
You would, yeah, we're going to do some of those with special combos in a minute. Okay? Quinn Levin, do the last one. Here.
4/9 a squared.
Everybody try to hold that thought for a second, Sarah. Everybody try to multiply 2/3 times 3/4 together in your head.
Wait, what?
2.5. 1/2. Well, that's it.
One half. Negative 1/2 AB.
Double it.
-1/4 a squared. Or no.
That's all I got.
What about the last part?
Plus 9/16 b.
Nice. Guys, 2/3 times 3/4 is 1/2 AB times 2 makes just 1 AB. That's right at the middle
Double
term.
1/2 you get.
There's the answer. Guys, homework tonight. No FOIL on special products.
What about other special?
What about like number 13? Do we do the box method?
We're going to get there.
Man.
Because that's only one of the two perfect, or one of the two special products.
I think we're gonna get there today.
Oh yeah, we're going to get there. All right.
Oh, we will.
Are we gonna have like no time to go home?
No, you don't have much time for your homework today.
I know.
Is there a
We got a lot of time. We got 25 minutes left.
Is there a
Wait, we
weekly
already-
review?
Are we doing that stuff or not?
So now, this looks similar to what we just did,
Oh.
except is it the same binomial times itself?
Oh, there's a negative sign. I thought they were the
Hey,
same. I'm like,
They look the same, but one of them's positive, one's negative. We can't write that with the negative. We can't write that with an exponent. But what I want you guys to do is everybody do FOIL on those three and watch what happens. Something weird happens. Do FOIL on those three. First,
They cancel out.
oh,
outside.
The middle ones
You
are
get a
the same.
binomial.
outside, last.
You get a binomial. Is that the pattern?
How many people got d squared minus 9 for the first one? What happened to the middle two terms?
They cancel each other.
They make 0 and get them together. Let's see if that always happens. First, outside, inside, last. First, outside, inside, last. Have you got those three answers? Okay, somebody say something intelligent about the pattern going on there. Nico, one thing intelligent.
You could just do d squared, and then it'll be you do 3 times -3.
Kevin.
Okay.
First one.
I can.
Okay. What up? More, not just how to do it, but what do you notice about the numbers and what happens? And Briggs, what do you want to say?
The like terms cancel.
Like terms in the middle cancel.
I can.
Henry, what else do you notice?
In the first one, there's a plus sign and a negative sign. Like so one's negative, one's positive.
On the original problems?
Yeah.
Yes. That's the second special case.
Oh, yeah.
But Henry, are the binomials exactly the same except for the sign? Yes, that is true. What about the answers though? What else do we notice?
Oh my god.
McNulty!
They are not perfect square trinomials.
Oh, it's-
Are they perfect square binomials?
You tell me.
Well, d squared is
Are all the pieces perfect squares?
9.
No.
Negative 9 is.
Tell me what one of them. Tell me one of them that's not a perfect square, Al.
Negative 9 is because it's negative 3. Right?
Is that
Just the numbers. Don't worry about the signs right now.
three? But this, yeah, the about the signs though.
Okay, what about the numbers?
The numbers are good, but the signs
Oh,
are.
positive and then negative.
Last number's always negative.
Is this
Okay.
intelligent statement that they end in binomials?
Perfect square binomials.
No, that's not what they're called. They have a name, but we're gonna here
So why would
middle
Shut up.
middle term vanishes.
Just
I think you guys all caught on to that right away. The middle term vanishes. Whenever you have this situation, it's the same binomial, but one of them's positive, one's negative. Can anybody write the rule down? You guys saw how the first rule got written. Can anybody write the rule for this one? What's A plus B times A minus B gonna be?
A squared
Minus 2b.
No.
Minus
A squared minus B squared.
C squared.
Square
No.
square the first piece. It's always minus. Square the second piece. You have to memorize that rule.
Yeah.
And it's got a name.
Perfect square trinomial.
Kevin.
No, definitely not. They came up with a very creative name for this.
Why would it not be perfect square binomial?
Difference. Here's the name of this thing. What operation, guys, does difference mean?
Subtraction.
Difference of two squares.
Who came up with this?
No idea.
Oh, I thought like someone.
No, that's what they're called. It's called the difference of two squares. Let's try some of these. Who can do d plus 9 times d minus 9? It is as easy as you think it is. Go ahead, Nico.
D squared minus 81.
D squared minus 81. What's that thing called, Nico?
A difference of two squares.
Look, guys, do you see why they came up with that name? It's subtraction, and there's two perfect squares. That's why it's called the difference of two squares. Who can do the next one for us? Every hand in here should be up.
Why would it be the difference of a perfect binomial?
I don't even know what those words mean.
Difference of a perfect.
Difference of two squares. Deal with it.
Yeah.
Henry, give it a shot.
16a squared minus 9.
16. A squared minus 9. Done.
Kevin.
Sarah B, do number 9.
I can walk you through time.
81. X squared minus 4y squared. Meredith Burke, try the last one. Six. You add your exponents. 9, x to the 4th minus 16, y to the 6th. How many people think difference of two squares is pretty easy? You know what the hardest part is? Recognizing that it's the difference of two squares.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
because
because on the test you might.
Yeah, they're going to be all mixed up.
when I looked at the ones up here, I'm like, that's the same thing we did.
Okay?
But it's not.
All right, now let's do some combo problems. Guys, look for special
Combo, sausage and meat.
products. Look for special products first. Look for these two rules that we're asking you to memorize. Okay? And then you're going to either use your distributive property or your box method, whatever you like doing. Okay? This is what Nico asked about earlier, I think. What happens if you have a bunch of this stuff? Well, which let's call them rule 1 and rule 2 from page 1 and page 2. A minus B quantity squared. Is that page 1 or page 2? Look at it.
One.
I think it's page 1. It's squaring a binomial. We're going to do A minus B quantity squared first. Okay? We're not going to do anything with our A plus B. Who can square A minus B?
A squared minus B squared.
It's not A squared minus B squared. That's the other rule. Okay? Chupinski, square the first piece. Minus. Multiply your two pieces together.
Oh, you gotta make it a 3.
Double it.
2AB.
2AB, Natalie. Multiply your last piece together.
Plus B
Square your last piece.
Plus B squared.
Plus B squared.
Wait, is it true that the middle term
What's-
never has an exponent? The middle term.
It could. It could. But the majority of the time, no, Al. Natalie, back to you. What's that thing called that you just made? Perfect square trinomial. Now, how do we multiply a binomial times a trinomial?
Boxing.
Either box it or distribute it. Your choice. I'm gonna box it. A squared minus 2ab plus b squared times a plus b. A cubed minus 2a squared b plus ab squared, a squared b minus 2ab squared plus b cubed. Okay, our like terms are diagonal. A cubed minus a squared b minus ab squared plus b cubed. Shazam. That's tough.
Doesn't have to be in standard form.
Say again?
Does that have to be in standard form?
Should be, yeah.
I got minus b cubed.
What's b times b squared?
B cubed, but
I didn't do the box
I
because
got
there was enough
negative b
room.
times b squared.
That's hard to
Somewhere.
I don't know how to do it any other different now.
Oh.
It's b times b squared. They're both positive.
I think I do.
All right, let's recognize this next one.
Hold on.
That's
Go
the
ahead.
first page.
In the bottom right corner of the box, it was
B
b
cubed.
squared times b.
Which is b cubed. You add your exponents. Bases are the same, add your exponents. Know your rules, people. All right,
That's the first page.
those are the difference of two squares.
What did you do? A plus b times a plus b first?
Ah, you would do a plus b times a plus b. You could do it that way. You're going to take the scenic route.
Well, not really, because you know the answer is right away.
What is it?
A squared plus 2ab plus b squared.
Very good.
And then you do
And
the
do
difference.
times a minus b, right?
Yeah.
You can do that. I'm going to do it the other way, where I'm going to do my special products of rule number 2 right up here, because I know what a plus b times a minus b is. What's a plus b times a minus b?
A squared minus b squared.
A squared minus b squared. It's the difference of two squares. And then I'm going to multiply it by the a plus b that's at the end. And now I don't have to do the box method or the distributive property because I can use FOIL. We never have to do it. Okay? Oh, this is one of the weird cases, guys, where the middle two terms are not like terms. Uh-oh. Let me say it again. Do FOIL on that. The middle two terms are not like terms. First, outside, inside, last. Not like terms, done. Notice very similar to the last one. Say again.
It is.
It is a standard form. A's, descending order. B's doesn't, you kind of.
Wait, how'd you know it wasn't like that? A squared minus 2ab.
Great question. See what I have boxed there?
Yeah.
Is that the same binomial being squared, or is that the same binomial with different signs? That's rule
I
number
think
2.
the box
Oh.
works better. So then the first page is a little harder.
Right, I agree. The second page rule is easier than the first page. All right, one more, guys. Let's go. Oh, we already saw it. We already did this. Go ahead, Mr. Sodaro.
Because it's multiplication, does it matter which two you do first?
Great question. Because multiplication has
You
commutative
use a
property.
little
do last
binomial trick
inside,
on this.
Well, when kids get to this one, they're like, oh, we can't do this because Mr. Pancini never taught us how to cube a binomial.
Just do it 3
And
Okay.
times.
you just do the
What would you do?
Do the same thing, just write it out.
Just write it out? How would you write it out, Sean?
I would just do in parentheses 3x minus y, and then times 3x minus y, and then times 2x.
Okay, and what would you do then?
You would FOIL the first two.
You want to use your special products.
Oh yeah,
I think about
It's
it.
the same thing squared, right?
Yeah.
So watch this. I'm going to square one of them
And use the other one.
and use the other one in the box later. Is anybody to the point? Can you guys square a binomial yet without cheating and looking back at the first page?
Yeah, easily. Not easily.
I think I can score that trinomial. Can you just do that?
There's not even a trinomial up here.
Or can I score the cube? Can you cube the binomial?
If you can cube a binomial now, you're a genius.
I think I did it.
No way.
I think I did it.
Oh, I can square it.
Do it.
I can square it.
Look
27.
at, say your answer.
27x minus 27xy minus y to the third.
No, not even close. Well, actually, you got like 50%. All right, who can square a binomial? Go ahead, Olson, try it.
Is it 9x
Square.
squared minus y squared?
It's gonna be plus y squared. You guys, kids always forget the middle term. When you square a binomial, Al, for the middle term, multiply your two pieces together.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. So, negative 3xy.
Double
So negative 6xy.
it. You did it. And then plus y squared at the end. You're not an idiot. And then we're going to multiply it by the third and final 3x minus y. How are we going to multiply those two together?
Oh, no, no. Or box.
Or box, right. Distribute it. Now you got to distribute or box. 9x squared minus 6xy plus y squared times 3x minus y. Box it.
I was kind of right.
You weren't even close.
I wasn't close on the last one. I got the first two right.
You got the first and the last piece right.
Oh, yeah.
Is
That's not that bad.
I think that's negative 16.
You get a 4-term polynomial, guys.
Wait, why is that negative 16 in there? No.
It's plus 6xy squared.
Oh, plus 6xy.
Yeah, just type. Which makes 9xy squared. You guys got to do this for your homework tonight. You're going to need your notes. Okay. All right, last problem, guys. We're going to be done before 11:30, so we're in good shape. Okay. How do we find the area of the shaded region?
Length times width.
No, you find the area of the big one and find the area of the small one and subtract them.
Exactly. Always make a plan. I always tell you guys to make a plan. So it's the big rectangle minus a little rectangle. Little. Okay, it's the big rectangle minus a little. How do we find the area of a rectangle?
Like that.
Length
No.
times.
Right?
Yeah.
Length. So here's the big one.
Base times height.
2x plus 5 times 2x minus 5.
That's the
Don't say it out loud. But if you, is that rule 1 or 2?
Oh, I just said.
Don't say it out loud.
Two.
2.
Wow.
Different signs, same binomial, but different signs. Nico, do 2x plus 5 times 2x minus 5.
4x squared minus 25.
Genius. There's the big rectangle. Now let's do the little one. X plus 2 times x minus 2. Length times width.
2x squared minus
Don't.
Well, I don't know why you got a 2 in front of there, Al.
Don't talk.
What's x times x?
4 squared.
X squared minus 4. Now, what do you do with those two expressions?
Subtracto.
Do we subtract in here?
No.
Yeah.
Guys, here's what everybody, not everybody, I haven't graded your quizzes yet, but the other class quiz, they couldn't subtract because they didn't want to do plus negative x squared plus 4. Don't subtract in here. Add the opposite.
If you subtract, you get it wrong.
Yeah, you get it wrong. I mean, if you subtract correctly, you will get it right. But so now let's combine our like
This is the
terms.
quiz we did with Mr. Thompson, right?
3x squared minus 21. There's the area of the shaded blue region there.
Oh yeah, that's what
Because you subtract negative 4,
Yeah.
which is adding positive 4. Don't subtract, guys. Add the opposite. All right, tonight you have to study both rules for 5 to 10 minutes. Do not go home and foil all this stuff. You go home and foil, I'll come in tomorrow. I look at your homework tomorrow and it's all, everything's foiled. I'm not going to give you credit for your homework. You have to use your special products rule.
You go on to
You better not have those homework
Their
tomorrow.
only homework is to study.
Showing less work. You give me a credit for showing less work, right?
There's homework on your syllabi. You guys know that. And we got weekly review number 16. Guys, you're not going to get any breaks on weekly reviews from now until the placement.
We
test. We
get
got lots to do.
an extra point on our last one.
Oh wait.
I like our last 3. Is this one your other packet?
Yeah. It's like the same exact thing, literally. Oh.
There's some
Yeah,
cool
the
stuff
other
in
weekly
here.
reviews graded.
Mr. Thompson's
Oil's
grade
easy. Some of the other stuff is
20 points?
I can't even check.
It's like a quiz.
Holy Cosmos, we're at 20, guys.
What? Harry Carey.
Do not turn it off. Everybody say goodbye.
Bye.